I don't know what video I'm on, but I just took some time to finish putting away and taking apart some of the things I showed you in the first videos, because I only showed you some of it. I'm not going to take apart the whole piece on video because it's a little boring. So I picked a handful of stuff to show you. So let's start with this. I got all my tools here. This is a really pretty necklace that was brand new. I bought it from a wholesaler in New York, but it's just not, it wasn't worth anything, and it's very cute, but not something I'd wear. So let's take off the tag. This is from, I forgot what the wholesaler was called, Mary's Wholesale or something like that, and this was Tanya Creations, and it's a pretty necklace, but nothing that I will do anything with. So I'm just going to take off some of these beaded charms and save the, it's got the nice Rolo chain on there. So I'll open these charms up. See, this is how I do charms, is I will do a loop on each side, and that makes it so easy to connect it to chain. And I like to do that and do different kinds of chain, like, you know, maybe change the chain out 2 or 3 times. So I'm taking off these chain charms. They are kind of looks like a bead that they ran thread around, almost like embroidery floss or something. They're cute. They're different colors, but the necklace in itself was just not something I'd ever wear. So I've got these, and then there's these big pink beads, which I'm not against using plastic beads. I prefer glass, but I will use some plastic here and there. So I will save these. These are pretty charms. So I'll take everything off of this necklace and save it. I'm just going to show you a few of them. And then there's a few like this one I'm not too fond of. But I'll take everything apart in between videos is what I'll do. And so when I'm done, all these little pieces of chain, which I'll leave the gold balls on. So like, I'll open this one here and take this chain off. And this does not have a jump ring. This is just a looped head pin. And so then here is the necklace. So I'm going to do this all the way around and keep this chain as far down as it goes. And then I'll take all these different charms off. And I'll keep these little bits of chain because you never know. But I'll do that between videos. But I just wanted to show you how I do that. This is another one. This is a string. I think this is a string. No, this is a chain necklace. Now see, a lot of these chained necklaces I will keep together because I may use a piece of this for a bracelet. Like this would make 2 bracelets, and I could hang some charms or other beads off of it. So that'll stay like it is. I might just take this off, which is chained on. So all I have to do to take that off is open each side like this. Like that on one side, and then I'll open the other side. And these are, you know what gets me, some of these professionally made pieces are not well together. Now you say, what do you do with that? Well, same thing. I can put a chain on either side, or I can hook them, I can bend them so they're together and make one hoop. But I'll save it like that for now. And then this will go in my beaded chain box. I have a whole shoe box full of beaded chain. Now I don't know what this is. Okay, now this is an interesting piece. This is like a filigree with little beads. And now this will go into my stuff like this because it's jump ring together, and I can take off a piece as needed. Like I could take off a small piece like that and make it an earring. Or I could take, they're all little pieces put together. Like these little pieces here would make cute little charms. So that'll go into my steampunk stuff because I think that'll go well with the steampunk. And so that's easy to deal with. Now this is one, I get a lot of these type that are just string. These are so easy because you just go in here. I gotta get my little scissors, but I can sometimes cut with this. And you just take off the beads. Oh, is it gonna come off? They might be glued on. Oh man, no, they're not. So what is going on with that? I don't know why that one won't come out. They're not glued on. Weird. Let me see which ones I can get off. Between videos, I'll go get some smaller scissors because these are kind of overkill. I'll go get my beading scissors. I like these brown ones. Those are my favorite anyway, but how weird that that one, maybe that's the one they glue together. I don't know. But these are the ones I like. But this one, I'll just simply cut off what I can. I will save this. So what I'll do with that is, this is knotted onto that. So like, this is a loop inside. Let me show you. So I can cut this. Okay, and then this will come out. And so this was just looped on the inside. So I can keep that on both of them. And all I have to do is put a new piece of head pin through there, and then I can keep all of this together. Now I won't keep the tag because the tag is pointless. I'm not going to leave a store brand on there. But these can all be saved and reused. You can use these little things to make small tassels with chain or anything. Or just use them like they were used there. So, and then these are the easiest, one of the easier things to take apart. If you're going to do like for embellishments, I just have to cut it and then it all slides off. And then I've got those tied together, knotted together. And then I've got nice little embellishments that I can glue onto things with E6000, or I can bead them onto something. And they're really pretty embellishments. And so that'll go in my rhinestone drawer, and I've got 5 of them. And then the other thing I get from that, I'll put these in a bag together, and they'll go in my drawer full of rhinestone jewelry. If you guys want to see that, just let me know, and I'll do a video showing you all my rhinestone. But then I got all these nice little bright silver beads that are nice for spacers or different things. So, but those I don't need because I've got literally buckets of that type of stuff. So I'm going to put it over here, and that will go to the charity I'm going to donate to, because I don't need to have that many silver beads. I've got plenty. Now this is another one that I can take apart, but it's going to be a little bit trickier because there's no jump rings on this. This is a Charming Charlie piece. So I'm going to keep it together for now because I might reuse it as a bracelet, or I might take off like a couple. And like I can take this, I don't know if it'll work. Let's see. Sometimes you can bend these and sometimes you cannot. So let's see if I can open this. That's what you can do. If you can get it open. If you can. See, these are, see how this is looped together. So sometimes these will not open. So you're basically going to have to cut it there. You're going to have to give up something. So either you're going to lose the top loop on this one or the bottom loop on that one. So, oh, that one came off. Did it break? No, it actually opened. So that one I'll have to see what I'm going to do with it. This one's an easy one because I can just cut it and I can get all these beautiful elements off of this bracelet. I kept another one very similar to it that I loved. But this one, these are one of my favorites, is really beautiful black glass beads. And these are all glass rondelles. They're gorgeous. So those I'm going to keep. And then I wanted these sew-on rhinestones. I did some sew-on rhinestones on that snowman ornament I did. So I will take this whole bracelet apart. The little rhinestones, you can stitch through those holes. I will put into with my sequins and stuff for ornaments because I want to do more of that kind of thing. So I'll take the rest of this apart off of camera, and I'll put all the rhinestone sew-ons together and all the black beads together. I can do probably one more piece of jewelry before I end this video. Let's see, what do we have here? Here's another little piece. I never know what I'm going to find. Now this is another one where they're kind of just chained together. And this is an old, is this a Charming Charlie too? No, Express. So these are cute little dainty beads, and to get those off, they got a crimp bead, which means they put a bead on, they put them on the chain, and they put a bead that smashes. It's called a crimp bead on top and bottom. And I have done pieces of jewelry like that before. And then you just cut the crimp bead off, and you've got these gorgeous little beads. I like these drops, so those I'll keep for sure. They're plastic, but sometimes I don't care. I prefer to use glass, but I don't mind, because sometimes on bracelets and stuff, it's better to have the lighter, a mixture of glass and plastic, because they can get very heavy. So I will keep all of these. So I'll finish taking that apart off camera. But I mean, these are really, some of these are quite beautiful beads. So this one here, I'm going to have to get those scissors, but I mean, like this particular bead, where'd it go? Oh, this one's really beautiful. That's plastic, but it's gorgeous. So I'll cut those off and put those over there. And then again, I will keep the clasp. Now this is a crimp also, so I don't need that. I won't reuse it. You can sometimes open and reuse them. I'll just cut that off. I'll just cut it right there, hook it off, and do the same on this side and hook it off. And then I can save this clasp to use on another piece of jewelry. So I will take that off camera, but I'm going to keep all the beads off of that and save them for bracelets and stuff. And we can do another piece. I try to keep it under 20 minutes, so let's see what I got. This is another pretty one. And these are so pretty, but they're absolutely worthless. See, that's a beautiful filigree with a pearl inside. So I will open the jump ring, trying to save it, because this is a very pretty jump ring. Like I said, certain jump rings I go out of my way to save, and some it's just not worth it. But this one looks good with this bead. But now sometimes they're welded together, they're soldered together. I don't think this one is. I think I see the break. So let's see if we can get this one apart. David just got home from running an errand. Our son-in-law, who repairs windows, brought him home a piece of stained glass that a customer did not want. So he is very excited, because some of these pieces you can use them as they are, or he can take them apart and reuse the glass. We've got a lot of old pieces that he's taken apart. When he gets back his studio put together, we'll do some stained glass jewelry. See, it's filled with teeny tiny little pearls. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. But it's not just one big pearl in there. It's a bunch of little tiny pearls. So that's a super cool one. But the actual bracelet or necklace, there's some beaded chain that'll go in my beaded chain box. So when I want a little bit of chain, and of course I have a clasp that I can reuse. It says, I need to bring my loop out. I can't read that. See if you can read it. Anyway, that'll go in my chain, my beaded chain. And let's see what else we have here that you can see me take apart. Now some are simple, like I've got these in a couple different colors. And they're just a nice little bracelet, which I'll leave together. I'll just take the charm off. And this is a very high quality, heavy, beautiful charm. And there's nothing wrong with the bracelet, so I'll leave it together, because another little charm could be hung on there. I'll donate it for the charity I'm giving to put in their jewelry box, like their junk jewelry. So somebody can remake it with a different charm. But I wanted this beautiful heart. And I just invested too many hundreds, actually thousands of dollars into buying all this jewelry over the years. I resold quite a bit. I did make most of my money back, but there's some I did not make back, because the market changed quite suddenly. I mean, what I could sell and also what I was getting in the boxes that was sellable changed as well. There went my charm on the floor. So I can give them this and they can put their own charm on it. I'll have to get down there. And I've got the same one in gold, kind of a rose gold, and I can do the same thing on there. I'll take that off and put the, oh, there's a rhinestone that fell off. I don't know what that fell off of. But I've got a beautiful rhinestone there. I'll put it over here. But yeah, so I'll take that one off too and put that in the bag so they can remake the bracelet, because I won't redo that bracelet. That's not the kind of thing I like to do. So I'll open that up. I'll do this on the silver one, and I'll put the jump ring back on. And then I've got this gorgeous charm. It's really pretty. And does it have anything in it? I think it's hollow. Yeah, it is. But it's absolutely beautiful. And I got the silver one under the table. So I'll donate this in the junk. They told me they want junk jewelry. So I'm going to make sure they get all my high quality reusable junk jewelry. But anyway, that's enough for this video. I'll be back with another one.